Lately, all of the fighting manga I'm already reading or newly discover follow the same old format. Some puny dude wants to get big and strong because he wants to be the strongest of them all or help somebody. And he gets there by the help of his mentors and the power of flashbacks. And well, it's getting kinda boring. I know there are a few good ones out there, but you get the point. If you've been feeling like me and you want to read something new and refreshing, then I've got two stories for you which will definitely hit the spot. Fight Class 3 is a manhwa that starts off exactly like those typical manga that I just talked shit about. A weak little guy named GT wants to get strong for whatever nice and selfless reason. In this manga, it's for rescuing his little sister that his father, who is of course the strongest guy there is, kidnapped when they were still children, and the only way to achieve his goal is by getting stronger than said father and join Fight Class 3 at Nam-Il High School to get intel on him. So he gets stronger by training day after day, giving it his all and working very hard with the help of his mentor, Maria. Oh, and he also has this thing where he sees all of the enemies' moves in slow motion to make up for the difference in strength and experience. Because, duh. Yeah, and that's how the story goes. He trains and gets closer to his goal and everything is looking good. Right about now you're probably wondering why this manga is even on this list if it's just the same old boring stuff. Well, everything is normal. Until GT turns batshit crazy, that is. So GT and Maria, who is equally unhinged, get to the tunnel, which is like a lawless area ruled by different gangs, and the gang with the strongest fighters have the most power. And we're getting there, both of them nearly die in the sewer where they fight a juiced up zombie with a hero complex that is just chilling there in the field of people who are definitely only asleep. So GT cuts his own face up for the ultimate pump to beat this lunatic. And then there is this big fight club where GT has to fight so this one model doesn't lose his hand to this big paper cutter. To win this fight he bites this other dude's nose off and crushes his fucking balls. Then him and this crazy Muay Thai chick nearly beat each other to death because now it's all about kill or be killed. Oh, and actually all of them are on steroids and turn into Super Saiyans. Then a whole ass gang war erupts when this one dude gets beheaded and then... Yeah, it's pretty cool. You probably won't be reading for the story. Neither do I. I honestly don't care if he finds his sister or not or whatever his goal was. But the fights are badass. The art can sometimes be really serious and terrifying, or when it wants to be really goofy to hit some lighter notes. Overall it looks beautiful, and sometimes the panels are really creepy and make you feel uneasy. And most of the characters, especially GT, have scars all across their bodies and their face, which makes them look even cooler and scarier. And this also adds to the rugged and sometimes terrifying atmosphere in the later parts of the story. I think that this manhwa is pretty cool, and even if I don't think that the story in particular is that great or focuses on brand new unseen themes, it's really refreshing seeing NMC that's so far from reality it makes me seem grounded. The fights are well choreographed, and you can follow the action pretty nicely, but in terms of being grounded, well, it couldn't be far from it. It more so follows the path of manga like Kengan Ashura and Baki, so definitely don't try any of the moves you see in real life. It's rated 7.63 on my anime list, and there are 111 chapters available to read right now. Let's get to the second story, which is actually a webtoon called The Tomato Can. So in the fighting game, a tomato can is someone with a shitty record and poor skills. An easy win if you would say so. And our main character, Elijah Zelenov, is the king of all tomato cans. He gets so nervous before fights that he throws up multiple times before he's even in the octagon. And that only adds to him being a bad fighter because this dude is just straight up ass. He's horrible at striking, but he's pretty sturdy, so he's sometimes able to wrestle his opponent to the ground and then keep it in check for the remainder of the round. And that is actually the way he won the decision in 8 out of his 32 fights. Yeah, that means that he has lost 24 fights already. Because of his boring fighting style, he gets booed by the crowd every time he fights, and even if he wins, they boo him. It's a lose-lose scenario. Even his coaches don't really like him and fake a meeting just to not go to the after party with him. At his party, we meet Zach Hartley, the champion of the middleweight division. The same division that Eli is in, and boy, they do not like each other. Because Zach has whooped Eli's ass 6 times already, and I think he holds a teeny tiny bit of a grudge, because as soon as Eli sees him, he punches him in the face, which leads to him being thrown out of the venue. But this isn't a bad thing, because on the street he gets to meet and have a drink with Joseph Jericho, also known as JJ, the owner of Pancration Fight Club. In the conversation, he mostly gets laughed at for thinking that he's a decent fighter, but he does get an offer to participate in the next season of So You Want to Be a Mixed Martial Artist? A hit reality TV show. Get it? Hit? Where 14 martial artists fight for the opportunity to fight in Pancration and get one step closer to becoming a champion. I will stop there so you can read it for yourself. So at the start, the art is the same as all your standard webtoons, at times even a bit wonky. But during fight scenes, the artist really steps up his game, and in general the fight scenes are easy to follow. You can clearly see every move and know how much of an impact every strike has. And wow, the characters are quite something. They actually have real personalities. Some are likable, others are hateable, and hey, they even have Dr. Disrespect. And trust me, you will love him. They all fight for different reasons. Some want to make their family proud, some need to prove something to themselves, some have a grudge they need to settle, and some need to pay child support. It's also humor heavy, and few times a joke actually made me loudly exhale through my nose, which certainly isn't an easy feat to achieve. And most importantly, Eli is an MC you rarely see. He gets beaten up in every fight, even in sparring matches. But this must be his kink or something, because he fucking loves it. Bro's just happy to be there. The webtoon has 54 chapters, and apparently it got axed because the ending is really weird, but I'm not too sure because some people seem sure that it will be continued in the future. But whatever, it's well paced, has great art and amazing characters. Check it out. Yeah, that's it guys. Please do yourself a favor and read at least 5 to 10 chapters of both stories, because they are so refreshing when it comes to most mangas or webtoons. And even if you don't like Tomato Can in those chapters, don't drop it immediately, because the fights and art just keep on getting better and better. And with Fight Class 3, even if you don't like the story at first, or even in the later parts of the manhwa, and think that the change in the MC is way too drastic, then you're just like me. But you need to stay for the insanity. And the fights, of course. Yeah, that's all. Stay safe. Bye.